Hello everyone, it is AD with Kosmostrology and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So this reading is focusing on your sexual health. So we're looking into sexual healing, guys. I literally am going in here with no intentions. I have no idea what's going to come out. So I'm super excited to see what spirit has to say. But I think that sex is extremely important, and it's very important to our divine femininity and our masculinity. So that's how we're going to be approaching this. We're going to be looking into overall getting a general picture of like what's going on in the sex life, even if it says that it's non-existent. You know, that is an option here too. I'm literally trying to open it up for all of the energies to come through. And then we're going to look at specifically how the masculine and feminine energies are manifesting themselves and how you can hopefully improve or get some tips on highlights or whatever. But like I said, I have no idea what's going to come out. I literally just, you know, we're here, sexual healing energy. So let's see what pops up, guys. Please don't forget to let me know. I just want to say shout out to my little sister. This week was her birthday, so please show her some loving in the comment section. Then I also got these like cute little gloves from her fashion show. So shout out to her again. You know, give her some loving. You never know what may happen. She could be running the world one day. So send her all the positive vibes in the world. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and hippity hop straight into your reading. So we're starting off with pile number 1 here. Hi, Pile 1, it is AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So this is your sexual healing reading, guys. As I was saying in the intro, I have no idea what is going to come through, so we're just going to look at it. First things first, of course, we are going to look and try to get a general idea of what is going on. So we're going to start with traditional tarot, and then we're going to move into my feminine sexual deck, and then move into the masculine sexual deck and see kind of what picture is painted. So you're my experiment group, so I'm kind of going to base the rest of the reading on how y'all's go. So be honored, but be prepared. We might be fumbling through this. I have no idea what's going to come out, guys, but I'm really excited to do this. I'm really excited to help because I do think that sexual health is so important. And even if you are alone, there are things that you can do to explore and discover yourself and open up that kundalini, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into that tantric mode. So let's look to see what context, like what are we working with, spirit? Who are the people who are kind of picking pile 1? Where are they on their sexual journey? What's going on? So we know how to kind of frame it. All right. So I definitely feel like if you can see me shuffling these cards, I definitely am getting this energy where you're extremely reserved. Like you might have even been hesitant to click on this video, or there might have been nerves there. So maybe perhaps you haven't necessarily had sex, or when you do have sex, it takes a very long time to open up because you can see me shuffling these cards and like they don't want to come out. And that is okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Yep, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Oh, this is beautiful. So what's going on? Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So you got the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and then, yeah, the Queen of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. Wow. You know, it's so funny. So yeah, kind of going off of what I was feeling, you definitely take a while to open up. I would say that you definitely have to be intellectually stimulated with the Queen of Swords represented here. You could have Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra in your chart. If you do have Libra in your chart, then I imagine that honestly, you're more of the, this is so specific, but you're very flirty. I imagine that you're going to be, or you are extremely flirty person. And so you kind of meet people very easily. You talk to people and then you can like fall in love with them in an instant and then fall out of love with them within the same, 30-second time span. So that's something that's super interesting. But I do want to highlight here, you, pile 1, definitely are happy on your own, right? I do think that you would love to be with the partner and all the other stuff, but I do feel like you weigh the pros and cons all the time of your independent, strong Aquarius energy, strong Gemini energy, just air signs and Libra, just not wanting to truly be tied down with that 2 of Pentacles. So it's just like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. But I do imagine that's funny because I'm getting like such a strong turn off for you is somebody who you would consider to be dumb, somebody who's not intellectually savvy. So I'm getting a more of a intellectual based sexual need than you. It really starts with conversation. It really starts with sharing thoughts and opinions. And it's not that they have to agree with you. It's just like they have to be sound in how they're disagreeing with you. Like you really need somebody who can keep up mentally, or else it's a turn off. But the other highlight is, because of that, I think because you are smart, especially with the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles was right under that. You're definitely a hard worker. You could also have Capricorn energy too, where you really will prioritize work, you really will prioritize your business, and you will prioritize yourself before a relationship. Although you would like to be in a relationship and you would like to be coupled up, you actually are happy on your own. So I would say right now, pile number one, I get that you are either very single, you're single, or you are like in between a relationship. You're in a situationship. I don't think that you're coupled. And even if you are in a situationship, kind of, it does feel like there's ups and downs. Sometimes you're really all in, like, I really want to be in a fully committed relationship. And then other times you're like, you know what? I'm actually happy on my own. It's actually nice not having to be concerned or worried about anybody else. So I do see like this very up down energy with you when it comes to your sex life. Yeah. Oh, I said that. Did I say this is 18 plus? I don't know. I don't know if I said this is 18 plus, but it is. But yeah, I really get that there's a fantasy here with the 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords. That's definitely giving me fantasy energy, but you really aren't willing to compromise your fantasy and highlight of your reality. Yeah, the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. So for some of you here that are in this, that pick this group, you also are you've gotten out of a breakup, or you've gotten out of a relationship, and you're kind of seeing if you guys are still going to be friendly, and you're trying to solve that out. So you still might be sexual, but like you're not really in it. There's just really this conflict, regardless of where you are on the spectrum, of wanting the idea of a relationship and then actually like wanting to be in one. So that seems to be where we're starting. So if that resonates with you, then this is your pile. So we're going to go ahead and move into the sexual energy. So we're starting off with feminine energies to see like what could use healing, or what can you do to just improve your overall sex life from the feminine perspective. So let's see what comes out. But yeah, I would definitely say that you are single with options. And if you're like, I have no options, it's just because like you just haven't been out in the social scene, because you're a very social person with the Queen of Swords here. And the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. It doesn't take you very long to meet people, but it takes you a very long time to open up to people. Absolutely. Okay, so you got the 7 of Wands. Yup, I knew it. Defensive energy. Yup. The 4 of Cups. Yup. How to improve your sex life from the feminine perspective. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles. You know what's really funny? At pile 1, yeah, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. You really are meant to protect your femininity. I do think that, it's so funny. I think that regardless of where your sex life is right now, you are actually in a good space. All of these cards, 7 of Pentacles, 7, 4, and then even the Queen of Pentacles, like here, she has this man at her feet, right? She's making him beg. I think that you really have to make men beg, make men wait. So if you've been on the fast track kind of things, then Spirit is recommending that you slow down and make men really savor you and work for you so they can devour you, and don't just rush into it. Those are very specific words that I'm getting, but I'm also getting a lot of food. Let them wine and dine you. Like, my mouth is watering. Like, let them really tease them is kind of what I'm getting. Tease them and work for it. For some of you guys, gift giving could be your love language, so you really need to be treated and spoiled. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But, don't cut yourself short. If that's what you want and that's what you expect from a relationship, then don't be with somebody who can't provide that. And I think that's where this Two of Pentacles comes in. If you're between an idea of a relationship with somebody, it's like, you know, the lifestyle that you want to be able to afford. If that person is not in the position to give you that lifestyle and let you be who you are, well, then you have to let that person go so you can receive what it is that you're actually looking for. If you've been kind of slow to open up and take your time, then Spirit is saying that you're on the right track. Like you're meant to, you know, continue to take your time. Don't just give it to anybody. Make people wait for you, especially with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups really hints it talks about dissatisfaction. But I think that there's a dissatisfaction to the people that you attract. I'm being drawn to the image of this magnet here. Where it's just like you have a magnetism about you. People are not afraid to come and speak to you, but there's always something in the way with their proposal, with their offer. There's other people in the background. And so Spirit is just saying, look, you have the capability to truly get what it is that you want in this lifetime. But I really do feel from your feminine perspective, Pa One, and if you are a feminine watching this, then you really are meant to wait. You really are meant to make people work for you and make people earn your affection and your trust. And I didn't really get into this. I skipped over this, but I'm definitely being drawn to like this dragon energy here. So I just heard unleash the beast, right? So we have this number 4. We have 4 a couple of times, and we have 7. So 7s are karmic, and then 4 is about building that foundation. So you really need a very strong foundation in order to start. And then once you kind of come out, I get this image of a genie of a bottle. When people rub you the right way, baby, and then you come alive. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta rub me the right way, honey. Like, that is really, if you want to be with me, I can make your dreams come true. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Pa One. Okay, thank you. Now I tuned in. Thank you for inviting me in your space. Because, yeah, now I'm here. Like, anyways, you definitely are a genie in the bottle. You definitely have to be rubbed the right way. You definitely have to be treated in a way that makes you feel safe enough to come out. And then I do think that you are a wish fulfillment. I do think that under all of these layers, there is a beautiful woman. There's a beautiful man. There's a beautiful physique. There's a beautiful energy. But it really is like a beast will be unlocked. I just heard animals. Golly, I'm getting so many downloads for you. Okay, so incorporate music. When you do have sex and all that other stuff, I definitely think that you need a playlist going in the background. That is a side note, but I'm hearing Animals by Maroon 5 too. So you definitely have like a very primitive animalistic instinct, and there's a freak inside, but it really takes a very long time to heat up and warm up, okay? Because you have to feel very stable. You have to feel very secure in order to be comfortable in your relationships. So it's funny. I would say, as far as your feminine energies, to continue to improve your feminine energies, it is really, you know, and I heard this, and this is kind of crazy, and some might label this as toxic, but I really feel like you can see what you can get. You'll be surprised at what you can get out of people by being nonchalant, by being distance, by making them work with that Queen of Pentacles energy there. You'll be surprised with how people will really go over and beyond on a material level to really get you to open up and warm up. Like, you will be the type of person who could receive trips. You could receive all kinds of expensive gifts. People could buy you cars, like, and you will not have to sleep with these people. But if you do sleep with them, then, you know, it's a wrap, because you're very talented. But I just imagine that, like, you're more intellectually stimulated first. So now let's look into what you can improve on the masculine level. For pile number 1, how can you improve your sex life with masculine energies? And again, I'm speaking of both these energies. They reside inside of you. I'm not trying to, you know, look outside of yourself. This is about you. So we talked about your feminine energies. Now we're going to talk about your masculine. Just want to go ahead and clarify that. Ooh, that's so funny. So we have the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. Yeah, so there's a lot of mystique about you. And if you are a masculine watching this, you're probably the one who normally does the fast track, because it's so easy for you to get women, and it's so easy for you to like indulge. And even if you're not a man, you're just the masculine in the relationship, it's very easy for you to find energies. But I do think that Spirit is saying, you know, add a little bit of mystery, wait, you know. There's a shadowy aspect, especially that High Priestess. That's a sexy card, though, you know? And we got the Moon. Oh, my gosh. I want to say pile 1. Yeah, and then we got the Lovers. This is fascinating. I wasn't even trying to take this many cards, but here we are. We got 7 of Pentacles twice, right? Under the 4 of Swords. Whew. Spirit just really wants you, pile 1. The more mystery that you invoke, the 6 of Cups, the better. There are a lot of people who... I know somebody who picked this pile, of course. Shout out to my, I can't say who it is, but so I'm not gonna say who it is. But this is very much giving me fire signs, excuse me, in your intimate houses. So you probably have like an earth rising of some sort. So this would give you, yeah, Capricorn in the 1st, Virgo in the 1st, Leo in the 8th, Leo in the 10th. You know, your masculine energies, or just fire or air is in your masculine houses. So you are either a fire or a I'm sorry, I know I'm doing the most. You're either a fire or an air sign rising or moon is kind of what I'm getting. And the reason why I'm drawing so much emphasis on that is because there's a hidden energy. Your masculinity is everybody has access to masculine energies, but yours are very hidden and deep. In fact, the lovers that you attract are going to be extremely masculine because you are so feminine. You are definitely a yin energy searching for a yang. And that's important to note because a lot of the relationships, a lot of your masculinity happens kind of in a fantasy. Like people fantasize about you becoming dominant, but that's just not who you are until you are that way, right? So you're definitely somebody that has to be worked for, earned, all this good stuff. And then after a long time, then you'll pull out the collar and the leash. You know what I'm saying? Then you're tying them up like a hog. You know what I'm saying? So there's levels that have to be matched, but I do feel like there's a delayed effect to your masculinity. You're not very masculine. You're not a masculine person in your relationships. So I know that I was trying to speak if a man's like watch this, if a masculine energy watch this, but I really don't think that you would be the masculine in the relationships. I think that you are meant to receive in your relationships and you're meant to be taken care of. You're meant to be patient and kind of, you know, you're the belle of the ball. You definitely are giving me kind of like the Cinderella vibes where like, you know, you definitely transform into a beautiful princess and you're meant to be protected. You know, you are show-stoppingly beautiful, gorgeous. Your sexual energy does radiate, but it's in a very subtle way. And people need to approach you with very tender care and love if they're going to do that, you know, if they're going to come towards you. But I certainly get this energy where your masculinity is hidden within dark houses. So it really takes a lot, again, for you to explore those sexual parts of you. But when you are in intimate connections and you have a partnership, which could take a long time to come out with the 7 of Pentacles, that was highlighted twice. So there's definitely a delay. So either you had a delay in losing your virginity, possibly, or it took you a long time to lose your virginity, or you know, it takes a long time for you to go from relationship to relationship. Like you're far from a Aries moon, like, you know, like I don't see that. You definitely are a slower type energy to warm up, at least now. You know, maybe when you were younger you can say whatever, but the more true authentic version of you really takes a long time to open up. And your lovers are really meant to bring out this more dominant masculine side of you. But again, it happens in dreams. It happens kind of on the 5D plane. You probably have a fire sign in the 12th house. I would almost bet it, or like I said, or something like that. So wait, did I mess up? All that talking I did and I said the wrong thing. Okay, so delete everything that I said. You have your fire in water houses. So fire in intimate houses. So you have a fire sign in your 4th house, a fire sign in your 4th, 8th, and 12th house is what I would guess, or an air sign in those houses, your 4th, 8th, and 12th. I confused myself, but I hope that makes sense for what you were talking about. But regardless, I was still right. You would either have an Earth rising or an air rising, or an Earth or air moon. Who? Right? Yeah, I think I'm right. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, just correct me nicely, just correct me, because I'm admitting that I might be a little wrong. It's hard for me to do it on the fly. Anyways, all right, I'm ready to pull crystals. I'm like in my own little world. Like the coffee just kicked in, and so now I'm all over the place. All right, so yeah, so that was a very interesting reading. Thank you, Pal One, for letting me experiment on you. But I definitely am getting I'm definitely getting that your masculine energy is very hidden and it's very delayed. And so your soulmate, kind of your counterpart, brings that out of you. So honestly, still wait. Your advice to healing your sexual life is like, it really is going to get better once you find like the people that you're meant to be connected with. I do think that there's a genie that will be unleashed, but you know, you will be able to get more intellectual stimulation and your words of affirmation and gift giving. And so that will improve your sex life. But I don't feel like sex is your main focus. Oh my gosh, Carnelian, I literally just got this crystal. That's so funny. I went out and specially got it. Nourishment. And it's funny because I mentioned food, but Carnelia also is about like healing your body and working out and making sure that your body's all together and stuff too. So this is really about worshiping your temple. And I do think that your temple will be worshipped, especially if you are keeping it clean, keeping it pure. That doesn't mean only eating grass. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, doing your mind, body, spirit, all that good stuff. And then we got Ascended Master Mary Magdalene. Oh my gosh, an Aqua Aura Quartz. Wow, Mary Magdalene. Such an interesting energy to come out. Divine alchemy. So, it's one of those things, you know, it really is turning water into wine. You really end up transforming and loosening up. And the other thing, too, is just think about Mary Magdalene's significance in the Bible. She was the one who originally found Jesus after he was out of the tomb, told everybody, and, you know, was there by his side. So there's a very strong loyalty that you have, and there's a very strong dedication that you give to people. And that's why not everybody is going to be worthy of receiving that type of dedication. So even though it might be slower than others, like I said, I don't think that you have any issue flirting. I don't think that you have any issue attracting the masculines, but there's always just a little something shady. So you got to be aware of who you're giving your loyalties to, pile number one, because you are so beautiful and so kind. And like when no one else was there with Jesus after he, you know, everybody was dead and gone, his friends were crying after they didn't stabbed him in the back. Mary Magdalene was the one who went to go check on him and see if he was doing okay. And that is the type of biatch that you are, and not everybody deserves that. Again, that was Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, God's favorite son, God's favorite person to cross this damn earth, okay? And like literally this bitch was the one who came up and checked to see if he was okay. So that's who you are. So be mindful of that as you start to explore and open yourself up to all the possibilities that sex has to offer. But really overall, Pal One, how you improve on your sex life really has to deal with you being patient, you waiting, and you making people earn your body, earn your trust, and then they're in for a delightful treat, okay? So that is what I got for you, Pal One. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you can and are interested, please consider donating to my Cash App. I have a good announcement coming next week, so this is going to be so much fun. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'm hoping to restart that back up next week. But this is my Cash App, $, capital A, capital B, lowercase EV224. Any donations are absolutely welcome. Thank you so much. Let me know what you thought of this reading, and peace until next time. Great. All right, I'm taking a sip of my coffee. And then we're moving on. We're moving on. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Hello, Hello, Paul 2. It is AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So this is sexual healing. Okay, pile one was a lot of fun, but we're just going to look to see how can you improve your sex life. We're going to look at the overall context of kind of what's going on in your sexual life right now, see if this pile resonates with you, and then we're going to dig into the masculine and feminine energies to see how you can improve on them. Pile one was super interesting. I just have a feeling that this one is, I have a feeling that all the piles are going to be very different, so we'll see if that seems to be the case. But yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So we're starting here with 16. And again, I cannot help but see this orb, this circular motion. It definitely reminded me of a seed. It definitely reminds me of something growing. So let's see how this pops out. We got 1 and 6 here, harmony, balance, but I feel like the cards might indicate, this is my guess, we'll see, you're either at the start of a new relationship, or you're trying to grow something, or you're trying to have a child with this seed here. But there's something new, there's something very fresh. So let's go ahead and look. Let's get my cards. What did I do? Okay, sometimes I just like lose decks, guys. I move them and I can't find them. So now we're looking into, we're going to start off with the context, excuse me, of your connection, of your relationship. Of your being right now. What is going on with pile number 1? Up the moon. Sorry, we had this flip. So interesting start, but I'm not going to make any judgments quite yet. Ooh, the 8 of Cups. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the 9 of Cups. I'm at 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So here's the context that I'm kind of getting for your, yeah, the 5 of Swords, the 4 of Wands. Okay, so pile 2, yeah, and then we got the Princess of Swords. All right, so I'm getting a very interesting thing. So I would say that you're either in a commitment right now and you're not really sure where it's headed, or you recently stepped out of a commitment and you're newly single. So taking it back to this egg, this orb, that like there's something new and you're just trying to decide what it's going to be. It'd be the equivalent of like, now you know you're pregnant, but you're trying to wait to see if it's going to be a boy or a girl. So like either you're freshly single and you come out of a breakup, you walked away from a relationship, and you're just like, dang, like, am I going to be able to survive on my own? I've never been in this situation, or I haven't been in this situation for a long time. You're either there, or you're in a new relationship and you're just like, is this going to be the relationship that I'm staying in? There just seems to be a lot of confusion, a lot of waning energy, and I do imagine, pile 2, you are very much craving stability. Whether you just exited a relationship or you're entering into one, the thing that you're longing for is just true stability and companionship. I do feel like you've been trying to work the 9 of Pentacles. There is a theme here of self-love. So we might be getting into the nasty. We'll see what pops out, because I am definitely seeing an image here of self-love, of really learning to please and pleasure yourself first and foremost. And I see movement. This is turning into a different reading, pile 2. But pile 2, there's something that's coming your way, probably financially or like a work job situation, that's going to force you to have to do something else or get out of your comfort zone. I see some of you guys are possibly moving. You're looking for a new job. If you're looking for a new job, pile 2, then you're definitely going to get it. And you're going to be starting over new. There's just like a new energy here with that ball. Like you're just a ball of energy and you're waiting to kind of be put somewhere. That being said, you're really craving just long-term stability. You're craving financial stability. But yeah, there is this highlight with the 9 of Pentacles here of walking away from either it could be that you just recently moved out of your parents' house, or you want to move out of your parents' house. And you're trying to focus on your own independence. Even if you are in a connection, you're still feel very independent. You don't feel super grounded in the relationship that you're in right now, possibly because you're not seeing eye to eye with this person. You guys are having communication issues. Like there's just a lot of confusion about what's going on, and it feels very unstable. It feels very unsteady. The 5 of Swords, there's just misunderstandings. The 4 of Wands, like, it's just like, seems like something was going a certain way and then it stopped mid-stroke. Okay. Let's go ahead and move into your feminine energies to how to improve your sex life. So that is kind of the energy that I'm getting. If that does not resonate with you, then you can certainly pick another pile. But that's the storyline that I'm getting right now. You're doing something for you, but it's not very stable yet right now. But all in all, you do have another opportunity that is coming towards you, and it's going to be up to you to kind of ground it. So let's go ahead and highlight sexual healing for pile number 2 from the feminine perspective, feminine energies. Yeah, the 8 of Cups. You got the 8 of Cups twice. Yeah. The 7 of Cups, the Moon. Whew. Pile 2, there's a lot of, I would say, confusion. Maybe you grew up in a very like strongly religious household and you are different. You're homosexual or you're transsexual or, you know, pansexual. You're not even sexual. However it resonates. But I feel like for some of you, there could be people here who have your upbringing or your beliefs does not fit into the relationship that you're building for yourself. And if it's not actual sexuality, it could be religion. Like the people that you're attracted to don't fit into your culture. So it can happen. This can manifest in a lot of different ways, but Spirit is definitely saying that you have to walk away from your sex life. Like you have to walk away from your other beliefs in order to improve your own sex life, because it causes a lot of confusion. Oh man, the 8 of Pentacles. Whew, there's just a real dissatisfaction with you, pile 2. So, of course, we're looking on remedies on how to improve it. But right now, it just seems like, you know, there's an energy, or maybe it's multiple people or whatever, but they're not giving you what you need. Like you can see here, he's begging for her. Her head's turned. You can see here, the 7 of Cups, like they're together, but the 7 of Cups is kind of up in the air. You got this turtle energy it represented here. So it's slow. It's not moving. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles where, you know, she's not even satisfied. He's trying to get her attention and she's looking out the windows, sipping her coffee, smoking her cigarette, wishing that she could be somewhere else. That's why I was just like, I feel like you're in a connection, but you wish it could either be different or you could be somewhere else. You're just really not satisfied with where you are right now. Yeah, the Knave of Swords. There's just really not great communication going on in your current relationship, if you are in a relationship. If not, then again, your thoughts are trying to figure out where you headed, where are you going. The 3 of Wands. Yeah, pile number 2, this reading, I am so sorry. We'll have to figure out how I can tune back in, but your reading is really highlighting that you're about to move. You're about to go somewhere else. You're about to start over fresh and new. You're about to have possibly a new connection that comes in, or there's just going to be a separation within the connection that you're in right now. If you're newly single or you've been single for a while, you're about to move and meet somebody else. Like this is very much a moving forward type energy, moving forward, moving on to something new. So if you're in a commitment right now, pile 2, of course you can look up any other readings, you know, confirm it. I really do think that readings are confirmations. I should not be implanting any new ideas in your head. This should be something that you've already been thinking about. And of course this is a general reading, so it might not fit your circumstances, but if you're in a relationship and you're really not sure about where it's going, you know, I really do feel like Spirit is saying release it. And when I say release it, that doesn't mean that you have to like cut this person off, stop talking to them, you know, and spit on their grave. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but you don't have to pin such high expectations on something that you know is not going to give you what you want. So release it back into the wild. It might come back around ready, but you're certainly meant to move on and move forward, pile number 2. You have the strength and courage to kind of tame this beast and move on. Now, let me look into, I'm going to pull more cards. So your reading's already different from pile 1, which I had a feeling was going to happen. I was like, I think that every pile is going to be very different. And that happened. But yeah, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you two will kind of fall in. You're meant to be like approached. Woo! Okay. The 4 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so, right, how to improve your sex life. All right, the 2 of Pentacles. Great. So, it's time for you to start having fun and not taking relationships so seriously. I feel like you fall into the category, and again, women, we're loyal, and I was just having this conversation with my sister. Shout out to my little sister, her birthday was last week. Give her some love in the comment section. But we were just talking to, I was just talking to her about how women are really loyal, where men aren't loyal in the same way that women are, where we really are conditioned, especially in the society that we are now, to be loyal to one man, right? Because mostly I think it's because biologically it's easier to have one man responsible for all the offspring than to have multiple men responsible for multiple offspring. Again, everybody has their journey, everybody has their thing. That is, I'm just coming from a biological perspective, not from any type of judgment. Shit happens. It's very easy to get pregnant if it's easy to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? If it's hard, then it's hard. But if it's easy, then it's easy. So I'm not here to have that conversation. But I do feel like you are definitely one of those people where you have this ideal of like being loyal to the person that you're with. Even if you are a masculine watching this, you don't like the idea of dating different people, of opening yourself up. So if you meet somebody that you like, you just want it to work out. You want it to be smooth as peanut butter moving into the connection. But that is not the case. I do think that if you're pinning yourself to somebody who makes you uneasy and is not stable, then it throws you off and you're not able to do what you got to do in the list of things. So I do feel like Spirit is saying, in order for you to improve your sex life, pal, too, you really need to loosen up, release the connection that you're in, or release the expectations of the connection that you're in. Accept the connection for what it is. You know, if it's just sex, fun and games, a few dates here and there, then so be it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, and keep it freaking trucking, keep it pushing. Because you are going to be successful in relationships. There are going to be people who are going to want to approach you, who are going to want to grow with you and want to expand with you. There are going to be people who are jealous, you know, of your attention and that you're kind of doing your thing. Because you're going to have multiple suitors who come towards you. So it's just like if you're fixated on making this one person work, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the moment that you release and start and loosen up and just start having a good time, going rendezvous, I think, you know, I really see outdoor kind of risky sex, you know what I'm saying? You know, just getting it in there, a nice little quickie on the swing set, you know. I really feel like you're going to have a whole bunch of people who are coming to approach you. But if you're fixated on making what you're in work now, and it's not stable because you don't know where it's going, then it's not helping you. It's time for you to start new. It's time for you to release and start over again, this orb, this egg, this ball of potential with wings. You gotta let it soar. Okay, so let's move into the masculine energies. Very interesting. Yeah, this was very, very interesting. But yeah, you're a hot tamale, pal, too. So you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm being honest. You're doing yourself a disservice if you're plugging in all this energy into one relationship right now. That might be the person that you end up with. I'm not saying that that's not the case, but you are certainly meant to have fun and kind of explore some other options. That'll help improve your sex life for sure. Is to have sex with other people. All right, so now we're looking into the masculine energies. Right, so yeah. So we got air signs. So maybe you have air. Yeah, we got air, double air. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We have Aries. Also, let's see. The Ten of Wands. And we got the Fool card at the bottom. Yeah, you're meant to restart and go do something else and explore and make your own adventure. I really feel like on your masculine front, what you need to improve on is really reading between the lines. Like, with all the cup energy that came out in the feminine side, I really do feel like you're the type to really think with your emotions. But Spirit is asking you, in order to improve your sex life, is to truly exercise your mind. Don't take things at face value. Call people out on their bluffs. Be honest. Be blunt. Use your discernment. You know, again, don't be afraid to cut people off and cut people out if they're not giving you what you need, and not in a toxic way. Because I've heard stories which I think are horror stories about people who text people and they're just like, hey, I'm doing self-love and you're a very toxic energy and you just bring me down, so I only want positive vibes, so therefore I'm not talking to you anymore. I think that that is one of the worst things and just a complete bastardization of self-love, self-healing. To use your journey to tear somebody else down is just a complete contradiction, totally baffling and absolutely disgusting to me. And I'm sticking by my guns when I say that. If you even feel that way about somebody, why would you tell that to somebody to make somebody feel like they're less than? And then when you throw in spirituality, that's just as bad, in my opinion, as telling people that they're going to hell because for whatever you go to hell for. Like, that's condemning somebody. You can feel that way about somebody and politely bow out. Okay, you don't have to tell them everything that's wrong. Like, you're just a negative person, you're a negative vibe, so fuck you, I'm not talking to you anymore. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That's my opinion, but I'm saying that to say, you don't have to cut that person off or cut people out in your life in that manner where you're like very cold and cutting in. You can do it in a very diplomatic way, because that's the other side of the King of Swords. It can be extremely harsh and blunt and straightforward, but it can also be extremely charming and diplomatic. And I think that you are kind enough and smart enough to know which is which. You know, some people, especially when I'm very tired, I'm being very honest, when I'm extremely tired and I've been lacking sleep, my mouth gets terrible. There's words that I can string together, sentences that you'll be like, oh, AD, that was so rude. And I'm like, I know, I just need to go to bed. Like, if I go to sleep, then I wake up and I'm fine. So I completely understand. So I'm capable of being one of the nicest people on the planet or one of the meanest people on the planet. We all have access to that. So I'm telling you this to just be like, especially when it comes to somebody that you love and care about, if they're not giving you what you need, you don't have to just completely burn that bridge, light the match, cut it down, make sure that, you know, the words get in there, you turn the knife and they're just bleeding and like, and you're just there stabbing them. You know, there's no need for all that. It's just one of those mental things where you use your own discernment to be like, okay, you're not giving me what I need right now. I know that I need some other pleasures. I know that I need some other experiences. I want to get out. I want to have a good time. I'm exploring this new city that I moved in, you know, claim it. So I'm trying to have a good time and trying to get to know myself and familiarize myself with those around me. And right now, you're on a level you're just not a part of that. So let me go do that on my own. So that is you tuning into that masculine energy. It's funny because you got literally no sexual cards. Your sex life actually is going to be extremely healthy. I think that you're going to have really good sex. It really is like a mental thing. A mental evolution of you leaving. We have the Fool at the bottom of the deck, and then we have the World card here. You're closing a cycle and you're starting a completely new. You're shedding old skin. Spirit does want you to read between the lines, because this card can represent a good time, but it can represent bluffing. So there are going to be people who come into your life who are for real, and there are people who are coming into your life who aren't, and it's up to you to be able to decipher the two of them. But in the meantime, have a good time. In the meantime, have a good time. In the meantime, have a good time. Hey, you know, really. But seriously, I do imagine that there could be, ooh, this is so funny. I've never noticed this picture before, but I do see this little picture of a shroom. So if you're into that, you could be heightening your, you know, psychedelic experiences. I love shrooms personally, so I think that you can be heightening your psychedelic experiences and kind of get another perspective, get a new perspective of the world. So I feel like your perspective of the world, your perspective of this relationship needs to change, because your manifestations are going to start coming in. So you're going to have to, you know, start calling people's bluffs, being honest but not being mean, being sure of yourself but not being arrogant. Will all help improve your sex life, because the sex is going to be plentiful and bountiful, in my opinion. It's just a matter of, really releasing into the wild this connection, Pal2, that I feel like you're really fixated on and trying to like make happen. Again, if that didn't resonate, then you can pick a number pile, but you know, that was a very straightforward, clear message. So it'll resonate with somebody. It's a general reading. So if you're very, very happy in your relationship and everything, then don't take it, you know? Pick pile 1, pick pile 1, pick pile 3. Or maybe this just isn't your reading at all, and that's fine if you're happy in your relationship. But if there's any room of doubt, if there's any shadow of a doubt, and there's a lot of doubt with the Moon card being the first card out, then release it and enjoy good time. Open your shop back up for business. Enjoy the summer. This person will either come back in return and try to prove themselves that they're ready, but you have to walk away in order to get what you want. Pile 2, point blank, period, simple, and enjoy it, because you won't be single forever. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe in that. Wow, you got Angel Bath Call and Aquamarine, Authentic Voice. We got some Aquarius in the house, or Pisces, Western Pisces, Vedic Aquarius, which is that I am a Vedic Aquarius, Western Pisces, and that mouth, I'm telling you, is so bad when I'm tired. And then you got Archangel Gabriel and Turquoise, Safe to Be Seen. So there's a lot of blue energy, healing energy, water energy. Oh man, you got White Matthew and Original Self. That's so interesting. Yeah, these crystal cards are just really telling me to tell you that you genuinely need to put yourself in a position to be your truest self. So if you're in a relationship that is not allowing you to be yourself because you're so worried about where it's going, you're so worried about what the next chapter is, or you're single and you don't know how to be single because you haven't been, have fun if you're single. It's time for you to get back out there and be yourself, get to know yourself. The only way that you can truly get to know yourself in the world, with the world card there, is by interacting with other people, right? So we do all this theorizing and we learn about ourselves from an astrological perspective, from a tarot perspective, and then you got to put it into practice with the world. And so now it's time for you to stop compromising yourself, stop compromising to make things work, to try to fit into a box, right? Even the box of being single, like that doesn't have to look a certain way. Single can be a lot of freaking fun if you allow it to be fun and you allow people to work for you and honor you and cherish you and give people a challenge, in a way, particularly speaking to the feminine. And if you're the masculine watching this and you can afford it, right? If you can afford to date as a masculine, you can have a grand old time, right? So it's a matter about accepting your responsibility of being yourself in your relationships. And then that will help open it up, especially with Safe to Be Seen and Authentic Voice, Original Self, the power of masturbation, the power of toys. This is all saying that you got to tune into yourself. You will have partners. At Pal 2, you will have multiple partners the moment that you either embrace your singleness or step out of this current connection that you're in. I think that you're working towards something very beautiful. So really interesting message, Pal 2. So please let me know if this resonated. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Here's my Cash App. If you can and are willing and able to, please consider donating to Cash App, $, capital A, capital B, lowercase EV224. You can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm going to be starting that back up next week. Super excited. I have some good announcements that are coming next week, guys. So thank you so much for joining me in my journey. Please don't forget to, please don't forget to, do the work, right? I think everybody should have a good, healthy, fun, illustrious sex life. So I hope that this reading helped and resonated, guys. Peace until next time. Okay. Oh man, I was like, I may or may not have lost the card. No, I did. I found it. So, hello, Pile 3. This is AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So, this is about your sexual healing, Pile 3. Pile 1 and Pile 2 were totally different from each other, which I figured was going to happen. So, I'm excited to see what ends up popping up for you. So, this is if you pick that card. I am being drawn to the number 13, which is originally death in the tarot card. So, it's interesting to see the transformation revolution. But I do feel like we're going to talk specifically about intimacy, just with the angel wings and just that heart chakra kind of beaming right there. So we'll see what pops up, but that's my guess. That's my prediction. So we're going to run it. First, I am going to start off with like the original tarot deck, or just regular tarot cards, to get a context of where you are in your sex life, like what's going on around you. And then from there, we're going to be moving into a feminine look at your sex life and then a masculine look at your sex life, and see what you can overall do to improve it. Yeah, so let's see where we're starting, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. So we got the Strength card, Princess of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Okay. So So pile 1, I'm at pile 3, excuse me. I really feel like you definitely are focused on that bread. Like, you might be sexually active, but it's definitely get that head, get that bread, and leave. Like, you're not staying for long. I really do feel like your priority is about building your empire. You have an idea and you're building it, from the princess to the king. So you're definitely growing something. Your focus is just genuinely resorted in career. So you're very career oriented, business oriented. 10 of Pentacles, wealth. Oh, shout out to my Capricorns, Venus and Capricorns. Venus in the 10th house, people. Excuse me, your priority is very much about your long-term stability and wealth. And yeah, turning a dollar into a dream is what I heard. Ooh, my eye. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so interested in this. We got Judgment at the bottom of the deck, but it's just interesting to see how much masculine energy came up. Pinnacle energy is feminine, but you know, we got the 2 kings here. So this is like the masculine, you know, reflection. So you're very much in a masculine role. That's why I had a feeling it'll probably have to do with intimacy, because you definitely have stepped into that provider role, probably for yourself or single parenthood. Like, there's just other priorities than sex. There's business, there's building a home, there's getting your shiz together, there's paying off bills. Like, there's just something very Capricornian, something very Saturn ruled about this particular group, where your interest is just lying within the 3D realm. I think that you're manifesting money. It's just like you're manifesting money before you're manifesting love, because you're just like, if I get the money, then I can buy the love. It's kind of like your attitude deep down. I don't think that that's what you want, but I think that that's what you kind of tell the universe, to be like, listen, I know that I have to be strong enough to stand on my own, just very strong independence. Even if you are a masculine or a feminine, it doesn't matter, but that is that very like, I gotta get it how I live it. I gotta prioritize my livelihood. I cannot entertain shenanigans. So I would say that you are probably single. Then we have that partnership. Maybe you live with other people. Like I said, you're responsible for other people. Your home could be filled with other people. You could have family obligations. Maybe family comes first. But as far as like you would consider yourself to be single. And working on your career, pretty much. Like pile 2, they were like in a relationship. Pile 1 was kind of in a relationship. You, pile 3, I would definitely say are pretty single. So that's kind of the context that we're starting. So if that does not resonate with you, then you might want to check out one of the other 2 piles. But for pile 3, I'm speaking to my career-oriented type people who genuinely have not really been investing in sex that much. You know, you might be having sex, but it might be very few and far between. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look into it. So we're tuning into the feminine energies. Sorry, I mean, it doesn't matter, but we're tuning into the feminine energies. Got the Lovers. Interesting. Gemini represented death. Ha 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 ha. I knew that was gonna come out. I knew that was gonna come out. So scorpionic energy here. Lovers. Whoo. The King of Wands over the King of Pentacles. That's fascinating. The Hierophant. Dang, this is really reflecting Taurus energy. So we got Venus, Scorpio. Yeah, you know, you seem to be, whether you are or aren't, either you could have an eclipse energy, or you just have very like contradictory energy when it comes to love and practicality. So I do imagine that there might be a huge transformation that's coming in. So let's look into your femininity. What feminine energies can you tap up on? The Ten of Swords. Woo! I'm about to pull more cards. And then Judgment again. So we got Judgment. Pile 3, major changes, major shifts are coming towards you. There's going to be a huge revelation. This happened in Pile 2 where it ended up being a love reading. And I feel like this is kind of what's happening. Pile 1 was the most authentic to what I wanted this reading to be. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's definitely time for a love update reading. I feel it. So that will probably be what goes on next week, which is totally fine. So we got the Three of Wands here. I'm gonna finish this out. The Eight of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Whew, okay, and then we have the Sun here at the bottom of the deck. So I do want to say, like, changes are ahead. Vast changes are coming in. Your femininity, okay, so you really need to open yourself up, pile number 3, to receive gifts, to receive that yin energy. You know, you function very well in yang and masculine and kind of getting what you want to do, but I do feel like that need for security is actually birthed from fears of insecurity, right? Financial security, insecurity in self. I feel like you probably are one of those interesting people where, like, you have a lot of insecurities, but you don't share them, you don't show them, people don't know about them, you just work to fix it. Right? So it's just kind of like, you're not the type to complain that you don't have money, but you will have 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the type to whine about your weight necessarily out loud all the time to everybody, but you will make sure that you are wearing clothes that definitely highlight the best parts of your time. Like, you will not be caught looking crazy. Like, you just really go into this mode where, like, you have insecurities very much, but you don't sit, you don't wallow, you fix them. And so that's kind of how you've stepped into this super masculine role. But I do feel like with this Death card, you're going to be met with somebody from afar, where I think that you're going to have to put a rest to these insecurities with the Ten of Swords. So your feminine energy, you're the feminine side that will help you improve your sex life, is to really allow your wish and your dream to come true. What is the Ten of Swords doing in the middle of the reading? I need to clarify that. Because there's definitely an ending here. Going down the middle. There's a death to insecurities, a death to instability. But at the same time, you kind of have a choice. You might be caught between 2 different lovers at one point in time. And I'm getting that with the Lovers card, the King of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Like, there's people who are pulling you in different directions. You might be moving soon. That came out in pile 2, so there is movement in the air. Sudden, unexpected movements. But there's mad endings that are involved. But yeah, we got Taurus, Scorpio represented here. And so that really is about survival. That really is about material gains and having everything else. Yeah, the Five of Wands. Ten of Swords here. Okay, and the Five of Swords and the High Priestess. I don't know, pile 2, like pile 3, I'm a little shooketh because this was not kind of what I was expecting when I tuned into the energies, but I am getting that, like, you're about to be, you feel like you've been on the outside looking in on relationships. Maybe all your friends are in relationships and people that you know are in relationships, and you feel like you haven't been in one either ever or in a very long time. And so I do feel like your singleness is kind of ending, which is going to make you very uncomfortable because you've had a lot of control in your singleness. Like, you get to make a lot of decisions, but I imagine that there is a divine masculine. I think that you've been praying for somebody who is stronger. There's Amy Winehouse, you should be stronger than me. You've been here 7 years longer than me. Okay. But I think that you've been praying for somebody that is stronger, a masculine energy. Again, regardless of your gender, you've been praying for somebody who kind of allows you to be a feminine, but you're going to have to really learn how to be a feminine because you function out of survival. And I think that there's mad trust issues that are being brought up. So again, go into that intimacy. And then even with the Scorpionic energy, Scorpios are not the most trusting people to grace this planet. So if you have 8th house placements or Scorpionic placements anywhere, then, you know, that would resonate. Or Taurus, you know, or Taurus or 2nd house. So it just really depends. But I do think that you're in line to kind of meet a soulmate. This will be a wish fulfillment. I will say that this person with the Three of Wands here, there either is distance there or they're from a different culture. They're from a different set. So you got to open yourself up. But with the Ten of Swords, the Death cards, the Eight of Swords, I really do imagine that Spirit is saying, listen, the devil is going to be playing tricks on you with those fears and doubts, but there's a connection that is going to allow you to be the more feminine energy. I want to see the Taurus card. I'm like, this, yeah, pile 3, you're so different from the other 2 piles. What is the Hierophant here for? The Knight of Wands. Yeah, you're breaking free. We're breaking free, soaring, flying. It's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. I literally sang that song for a talent show when I was like in middle school. So that song's special to me. But it's so funny because this is very High School Musical or Grease, if you're more familiar with Grease, same storyline. But again, I feel like you're going to be doing something right. And they met on vacation, like they met somewhere out, right? 3 of Wands. And then they get back to their real lives. The girl moves. Turns out this man is like a big basketball star. And she's like, oh my gosh, like I'm just a nobody brainiac. Like I just so happen to meet you. I really feel like this is very High School Musical, very Grease, where like you end up meeting somebody and they're very important and prominent where they are, and you end up kind of taking them in a different course, whether you're the masculine or the feminine. But that's a very specific energy to come out. But there is something different about this person, because remember, nobody wanted Troy to be singing. He was supposed to be playing basketball. They wanted him to keep his head in the game, but he was so, I don't know, why am I feeling so wrong? My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song. You know, so you're definitely going to be dealing with one of those. Wow, we have the Fool card. So this is like, just have fun with it. Just do what you gotta do. I just feel like there's something here very Grease. There's something here very High School Musical about your next love affair. And Spirit is saying, as far as your femininity, be open to it and explore. That's how you're gonna help your sexuality, is to just have fun and just kind of let this ride. Because I mean, you're about to be off to the races. This is coming in pretty quickly. It's time for, I gotta do a love reading. I got to do a love reading because like, whoo. But anyways, let's move into the masculine energies. But I would definitely say very much this connection seems to be happening soon. But it is going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot of changes because there are a lot of insecurities and trust issues. But I'm here to tell you that this next person that comes in that really feels like a soulmate, you really are meant to trust them and work through those fears that you have. Yeah, the devil lurking. He working hard, but there's this shield of perfection. He's really protection that he's not really able to touch. So really work through your fears. That's what you can do on a feminine role. Oh my gosh, we got the Queen of Swords. Masculine, masculine, masculine. What can we do? Masculine. Oh my gosh, the Eight of Cups. Right, didn't I mention that? Oof. Yeah, you're going to have to make a decision, pile number 3. I do feel like there's multiple people who are coming towards you. You're going to be in a little bit of a pickle. There's going to be a pickle of the pickles, okay? Because I really feel like there's multiple people who are coming. The devil. And this is a different deck. This is a different deck. So it's funny. Oof. There's a lot of temptation. All right. Pile 3, this turned to a different reading. That's okay. She makes this feel so right. Should I go for it? No. Gotta get your hand in the game. Gotta get your hand in the game. The Five of Swords coming out again. And then we got the beautiful Sun card. So we've had the Sun twice, and then we have Strength. So, okay, this is telling me Leo season is going to be prominent. So we're looking at July, August, September, because Western Vedic Leo season is actually the end of August into September, which is normally Virgo season, but it could be Western. So anywhere from your open range to meet this person is from August to September is when you'll probably be encountering this person. It might honestly be their birthday. They might be a Leo or have like they might have Leo placements, or it'll be a Leo moon or something. There's something very fiery about this person, and the sun keeps coming up. If you already know this person, then there might be a Leo rising. There's something royal about this person that you're meeting. Like I said, like Troy Bolton, you know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot get over that. I cannot get off this High School Musical reference. That is hilarious, but it's the truth. Like, you know, his dad was the coach and everything. For all intents and purposes, he was freaking royalty. You know, you're going to be meeting somebody who's royalty, all this played out, but I do feel like there is going to be a sneaky link. Like, there's somebody else in the picture. And you know what? I know this is crazy, but wow, this is so nuts. Spirit, really? Okay, but your masculine, how you improve your sex life on your masculine side is to really play your cards right, know what to say and what not to say. The Queen of Swords is the master of communication, and that means not only knowing what to communicate, but what not to communicate. There's no reason for you to tell either of the people that you're involved with while you're dating that you're dating other people, if that makes sense. Not that you're being, until there's a ring, you know, I'm one of those, so you can discard this information, but this is what I get from the cards. I'm like, till there's a ring, there's no need to like invest. Like, no need to invest, but until there's a formal legal commitment, particularly because you're somebody who, like I said, you work very hard, so you don't have time to entertain a whole bunch of shenanigans. Like, if it's not a serious relationship and it's not moving towards marriage, you're fine on your own. So until that bridge is crossed, then you're just dating, you're just having fun. So Spirit is saying, you know, keep your options open. Queen of Swords to the Two of Wands. You're not meant to pick any one of these people just now. Let it reveal to you, because if you do mention that there's other people involved, look, note, right? You got here, and then you got here. There will be conflicts with the Five of Swords here. There will be arguments. There will be disagreements. And there's just no need, because this is about you. It's interesting to see the Devil to the Sun card, because I'm going to need another row. I thought that I wasn't going to need another row, but Pop 3, you just got a little bit of a longer reading than everybody. But that's okay. Hopefully the people who watch it all the way through understand that it just came out this way. This is different. And then we got, Judgment. So we had Judgment come out every time in every deck. Wow, that's so fascinating. And then we got Temperance. The Sag energy under the sun. Like I said, there's Sag fire energy here, Capricorn. Their birthday could also be in December. Your birthday could be in December or January. Doesn't have to be. Anyways, I really just feel like Spirit is, again, keep your options open. This heir to the Sagittarius, there's a call for freedom, breaking out, but also healing and kind of patience and forgiveness, excuse me, when it comes to Sagittarius, because like I said originally, this is a time period where you're really meant to be overcoming those wounds that you have of those survival issues. You're meant to be overcoming the Devil energy here, and I think that this person is going to be able to help. Now, like I said, it's The Policy of Truth by Depeche Mode. You know, I just imagine if it's nobody's business, there's no need to go out of your way to hurt people's feelings and talk about the different relationships that you're in. There's something very private about the relationships that you're in. One of them is going between, I'm picking up strongly on two different energies. One of them for sure is going to be one of the people that you end up marrying. One of these two people is going to be one that you end up marrying. I can say that very confidently. The thing about it is, like, I can't tell you which one it is. I can't tell you if it's this Troy Bolton character that's descendant of royalty, or another person who I would guess that you probably already know. You've probably been going back and forth with this person forever. They're going to step up. They're going to offer their love and, you know, whatever. This other person is going to kind of come out of nowhere, but their energy is very strong, so they're going to be pursuing a relationship. And then you're going to date the two of them and kind of see which one that you want. There's no need to rush that decision. Again, you have freedom. There's going to be a lot of traveling. There's going to be a lot of whirlwind type energy. You're just going to be between like worlds. You're going to be working very hard, and that is your main focus, is to work on whatever project, whatever thing that you're trying to deliver. Because like I said, we started off here with Capricorn. You're very focused. Your love life is going to be very spicy, just because there seems to be two really valuable options, the Knight of Cups to the Two of Wands to the Queen of Swords. So there will be a decision that ultimately has to be made, and there's going to be a shiz ton of temptation. Oh my golly. But look at this. I really do feel like from the masculine perspective, and again, that's why you're tuning into that masculine energy. Masculine people have freedom. So if you're a feminine watching this, you're like, what? But masculines do this all the time. So this is like advice, you know, from the masculine, telling you to be more masculine since you've already been stepping into that role. But in the relationships in themselves, on the one-on-one moments, be the feminine. But outside of that, be the masculine is really what I'm getting. I hope that that makes sense. Anyways, the sex, there's going to be some really, 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 really great, phenomenal sex between the two of these people. And it's going to be in like foreign places. So you could be traveling but like far. You could be going overseas, especially with the Sag energy and the devil energy. But there's definitely going to be a lot of sex. I can promise you that. So your sex life is about to vastly improve because you're really going to be between two people with high sex drives that both want you, and they both seem to travel, and they both seem to want you in their energies. So you're just going to be kind of like all over the place. So Spirit is just saying like, look, keep your options open for your sex life. Be prepared that there could be some miscommunications. You know, you will see the jealous side of these two people because you have freedom. You know, they're going to be like, why are you always on the go? And you're like, because I'm working. And they're going like, is there somebody else? And you're like, you know, is there somebody else? You know, it's very much that. It's very Gemini, Aquarius. I have a feeling, Sagittarius, I have a feeling that I know who's picking Pile 3 in the sense of, you can do this. You might be a Lilith and Gemini person. You might have like, you can do the double talk. You know how to, this is easy peasy for you. You're not the Queen of Swords. Like some other people, this would flip out, and maybe on a level you are flipping out. They're like, I don't know. But you know, deep down, you can pull this off. All this Scorpio energy that you got, you can keep a freaking secret. So that's kind of what I got. That's really what I got. So now let's move into the crystal cards. But fascinating, Pile 3. Your sex life is really about to heat up. You're about to have some options, but you know, play your cards right. Be mindful about what information you are and are not giving, and go with the flow. You know, even if both of these people could be different than your normal type, which you usually go through, like they really are interested in you, and both of them, you would be the energy to say no and cut these people out. It would not be the other way around. And I think that you need to hear that, especially if you have abandonment issues or survival security issues. These people would not turn their back on you. Even if they found out that you were dating other people, they would be hurt, you know. But I really do feel like, and of course the trust would be not great. You know, it's not great to invite that type of energy to your relationships, particularly because you're not married. There's no vow. I cannot express that enough. Until you make those vows and that blood ritual, which is marriage, then, you know, it's Armageddon. It is what it is. But these people will not turn on you. They're not gonna deny you. They really love you. You would be the one to say no. You would be the one to be like, I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna do this with this other person. I'm in love with this person. And they'd be like, okay, can we still be friends? Can we still keep in contact? So I want to give you that freedom, especially with the Sun card and the Judgment card. You know, these are soulmates. You sign real contracts with these two individuals. And they understand. I don't know if these people will ever meet one another or ever be in the same room, but energetically, spiritually, they're aware that they're in your life. You know, they know. You don't have to tell them. So it's very specific, interesting reading. You will have to let me know if this resonates, Pile 3. But let's look into your crystals. Crystals. Hi, PP. Angel Lahabil and black tourmaline purification. And again, that's giving me a lot of scorpionic energy again. So strong Scorpio. So there is a lot of sexiness and stuff for you. But I do feel like, you know, if you have been kind of on the celibate train and you haven't really been having sex at the level that you wanted to because you've been focused on that 3D reality, the material world, that devil energy, that's going to change. That is going to change a lot. And then we got Goddess Durga and Hermitite, Spirit of the Guru Mother. And this energy is all about like fearlessness and being authentic to self. So this purification is interesting because it really is talking about, like I said, shedding those. Both of these connections are going to help you work through and shed your soul's fear of abandonment, and really help you trust in other people and trust in the process and trust in help. So that's magnificent. You're also at the same time spearheading your own life. So these souls, these relationships, again, are meant to help you. You're meant to enjoy them. You're meant to have a good time, travel, see the world, and be free. But at the same time, this is all coming back to you in order for you to purify yourself and for you to be the strongest that you can be. So there's still a strong, fierce level of independence within this pile that we saw earlier. Because at the end of the day, you can and you will take care of yourself if you have to. Spirit is just sending you people that would love to help and love to be a part. That being said, because you're such a strong person alone, the person who matches you is going to be stronger than you. Hence the room for disagreements, arguments, because they're going to want complete control over you, because that's just how they are. They're dominant. They're masculine. Masculine is about conquering. It's about controlling. But you, on the other hand, you can't be controlled. You can't be conquered, because you yourself are extremely masculine. So that's kind of where this Five of Swords energy is coming in. And again, why I think that, you have two people at this point in time who are going to be bringing out different sides of you to kind of get the gunk out of that fear. So then after you work through the fears of commitment, then you will be open to be married to one of these people who come towards you. Some of you will choose the person from your past who you already know. Others of you will choose this new person, but the answer will be clear and evident by the time this is all done. But you're meant to just experience and explore both for right now. And that is how you're going to improve your sex life. So what a reading, what a ride, guys. That is what I got for you, pile number 3. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you can, able, and are willing, please consider donating to my Cash App. We have the $ capital A, capital B, lowercase EV224. I truly appreciate that, guys. It really makes a huge difference if you are able to do that. But please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. I should be back on the Instagram, TikTok train next week now that I'm more settled. So yeah. Let me know what you thought of this reading, guys, and peace until next time.